Look who's here to keep me company today. It's my other boyfriend, Dr. Simi. He did a little jazz thing. Watch him. Boop. Okay, enough of that. This is Coffee and Headlines. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our gathering where we take a look at news from our city, our state, and our country. We take a look at occasional appearances by Dr. Simi. What can I say? I'm obsessed. We take a look at your comments, your ideas, your suggestions, and we combine all this information to make sure that we are connecting as best as possible with each other and with our city, our way of life, the things that are important to us here in Puerto Vallarta. Today is Wednesday, October 18. It's the middle of the week. I'm counting days to go away. Yes, in case you missed my comment the other day, I'm taking a few days off. Well, not a few. I'm going away to Guadalajara Friday, coming back on Sunday. I'm going to the opera. I'm going to check out some Day of the Dead fairs. And I can't wait. Needless to say, I'm going to be collecting photos and videos to share with you later on. But first, as always, we are going to welcome everyone to the broadcast, and particularly those of you watching live. If you're watching live for the first time today, please write the word new in the comment section, in your comments, and we'll give you a nice little welcome. If you have something truly important that you wish to share with everyone, it helps a great deal if you add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. That way we'll make sure to feature it later on in our comment section. Today we have a little bit of everything. We have another blowjob heading our way. And we have news of a volleyball tournament, and we have electoral news, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So we might as well get started with our news. Hold on just a second. You'd think I would master some setting that allows me to not have to manually start the news screen every time we do it. I haven't been able to figure out how to do it. Excuse me. But we start with a blowjob. Just in case Hurricane Lydia was not enough of a blowjob for you, Tropical Storm Norma is heading our way. But the good thing for us is that its path points north and away from the coast. That said, it might still result in a lot of rain throughout the region. I think I left Windy set up to show you what's going on out there. And yes, there it is. As you can see, it started manifesting down here. Yes, right around there. And then it started moving this way. And it is expected to evolve into a Category 3 hurricane, and then it'll continue north towards Baja California, according to Windy. And we are located over here. So will it hit us directly? No. But is it likely to bring a lot of rain and wind to our area? Absolutely, yes. So we'll keep us we'll keep this in our radar, no pun intended, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Um, oh, God bless you, Ben. A blowjob, unsure of what that is. It's very easy. It's when the wind from a hurricane comes through your city and it tumbles trees and causes damage. That is a blowjob, as far as I'm concerned. Anyhow, now that you know, let us move on to the next bit of news that I have. And this is sweet irony, at least for me, after my mild CFE meltdown yesterday when I forgot to pay for my bill. I find out this morning that there is an option. Well, this news item indicates that some folks might be eligible to receive a lower electricity bill than the one presently associated with your contract. And the CFE is allowing folks until the 31st of this month to apply for and request the change in your bill if you are eligible. If you think this might be something you want to explore, you can go to the link for the CFE that is included in this news item so that you can find out about this and whether you are eligible or not. Now, this is really interesting because since our dear cluster friends Luke and Claude live in the hills surrounding the Rio Quale in the Jorullo area, I had seen these photos before, but since they made it to the local news sources, I thought I would share them with you. Back on the day in which Hurricane Lydia hit the area, this ginormous boulder decided to slide down the hill, landing less than a couple of meters away from this house along the road. Clearly, had the rock continued to roll down, it is large enough that it could have easily gone through the wall in the property. But it didn't, and this is a good thing. And while we're mentioning them, we are going to send all sorts of good vibes and much love to Luke and Claude today. They've been struggling without electricity since the hurricane took place. And for a few days, they couldn't even drive out of their house. Well, they could drive to a little stretch of street in front of their house, but further down the road, other large boulders and debris had blocked their access to the city. So if you're watching, guys, we're hoping that things are better for you, and we're sending lots of love your way. Moving right along, as you know, 2024 is a big electoral year in Mexico. There are 20,263 mayoral posts coming up for re-election throughout the whole country. 20,263 opportunities to become a mayor of some municipality. Then there's also 8 state government positions, including our state, Jalisco, the Mexico City chief of government position, and the presidential election. All of these get renewed in 2024. So to that effect, Mexico's National Electoral Institute has announced pre-campaign dates for each entity. These are the periods in which all candidates can actually go out and have public meetings and other events that allow them to lobby for voters. And here are some of the relevant dates you may want to consider. Pre-campaign dates for Jalisco's government, that is the governor's seat of our state, are from November 5 to January 3rd of next year. What this means is that these are the dates in which all the candidates, which obviously have to have been determined by then, can actually go out and lobby. They can paint walls. They can do all the things that usually do. Pre-campaign dates for Mexico City are the same, and the period for presidential pre-campaigning goes from November 20 to January 18 of next year, and elections will take place in June of 2024. Last but not least, this one shouldn't make me laugh, but it really does, and it makes me roll my eyes. Where is our eye-rolling lady? Well, I'm not going to look for her, but Sapal, our favorite waterworks company, you know, the one that provides us with clean water and sometimes with caca water, and sometimes the company makes the caca water go away and sometimes it doesn't. You know the one. They spent 6 million pesos on customer satisfaction surveys to find out exactly what locals think of the company. Yeah. And this includes not only a recent survey, but also a survey conducted last year. That's a total of 6 million pesos spent to find out what they probably already know and to not even share their findings with the public. I mean, it would be fascinating to see what the results of the surveys are and what kind of action items the company is going to put into place to make sure that people are more satisfied with their performance. Because somehow I doubt that the city, the people that live here, are all that pleased with the way Sapal is running. So hopefully, if they had to spend that much money on it, well, so be it. Let's just hope for better services moving down the lane, or moving ahead, moving better services down the way, better services moving forward. That's what I'm trying to say. See, I don't have all my phrases all the time. Let us take a look at the weather forecast moving forward. Why did it take so long to figure that one out? I don't know. Let's take a look at the weather forecast. It's decorative gourd season, fuckhead. Well, that isn't very friendly, but that's what Snarky Weatherman has to say. It is 27 degrees Celsius right now. Humidity is at 74%. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 81. Our weather forecast for today says we're going to have a humid with mostly cloudy skies day, a chance of rain of 23%, a high of 32 and a low of 24 today. Tomorrow, Thursday, light rain throughout the day with a chance of rain of 74%. That's a high number, with a high temperature of 28 and a low temperature of 23. And then Friday will be a humid day with overcast skies, a chance of rain of 27%, a high of 31 and a low of 23. Moving right along, a couple of other things that may be interesting to you, starting with the fact that a beach volleyball tournament is coming this weekend. 117 different beach volleyball teams will meet here in Puerto Vallarta to participate in the 4th National Beach Volleyball Tournament, which will take place at the Holy Beach. 24 of the teams are professional teams, and they represent 16 states from our country. The local government has conditioned the beach by installing bleachers that will allow as many as 1,000 people to enjoy watching the games. I hope this is a good weekend for El Oasis del Holy, a favorite beachfront restaurant that is right there. We hope they do very well during this weekend. And I also found out that this Friday, in a couple of days, the Living Room Bookstore and Cafe will be hosting a book reading featuring Sarah Daves, who is the author of Manifest Like a Goddess. I don't exactly know what the book is about, but I can tell you that Luna manifests like a goddess on a daily basis, and somehow she didn't get an invitation for the event. Maybe Luna and I will put together a book on manifesting and publish it so Luna can read out loud at the Living Room Bookstore and Cafe. And now let us take a quick look at some of your comments. I want to know what you're up to this lovely morning and this lovely afternoon for David, who watches us faithfully from the Boston area. It is always great to see you, and the rest of you who take time from your busy schedules to tune in live with us. It is always fun to see you. Nick, who was new yesterday, is back today. It is a pleasure to see you again. And let's see. Oh my goodness. Hey, Chris. I miss you. I miss your bar. I miss the secret wine bar, but I hope you're doing great in lovely Switzerland. So nice to see you watching live. Please say hello to Carlos for me. Let's see what else we have. Boom, boom, boom. Lots of comments, not a lot of cues. Oh no, Luis is back in her condo. His condo. Luis, is that a boy or a girl? I don't know. Your photo is really small. Anyhow, Luis is back in the condo after 8 nights without power and water. Oh no. Oh, that is horrible. I hope that you get your services restored soon. We answered what a blowjob is. Let's see what else. Luisa says a very messy blowjob. Yes, very messy indeed. Melanie asks, is the potential CFE reduction exclusive to Jalisco? I live in Nayarit. That is a great question, Melanie, and I am sure you will find your answer in the aforementioned article and in the link that is part of the CFE website. That's where you will find specific information for eligibility. Let's see what else we have. There's another cue. Jill is back in El Centro. Long time no see. It's great to see you. Back in El Centro after 4 months in Canada this summer. This might have been the summer to miss in Mexico. Well, those of us that live here locally just take things in stride. Jill, what can I tell you? But it's nice to see that you are back. I hope you gals are doing great. A pun. Did Sapal water down the results? Where is my boom? Right there. We never find out the results of those things. JC says, thank you, Sapal, for the daily caca water in the zona romantica. Let's see what else we have. And Kathy has no audio. Well, that has nothing to do with hurricanes, and I don't think that has anything to do with me, because I'm seeing my meters shine happily, and I'm seeing nobody else complaining about that. Hopefully your audio problems will go away on their own. Lynn says, I can't wait for rebooking of your country music. Yes, I thought I would move it until January because somebody yesterday said that we're not going to be here in November and December. Then I mentioned it to Gina at Whiskey Kitchen last night, and she put such a pouty face that something tells me I should reschedule country music for the near future. And speaking of, I forgot to remind you that this coming week is Tony Bennett on Tuesday and disco music on Thursday. Tony Bennett, of course, is a repeat, which we're doing once again at your request. And disco, evolution and cultural impact, is going to be such a blast because of all the cultural things that led to disco and then led to its demise. See, a lot of times what is really beautiful about these research dives that I take is finding out the social context around the music, which is just as fascinating as the music itself. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I think it is time to wrap things up here, as I don't see any more cues in the mix. So we are going to get going with our day, but not before we do our usual acknowledgement of our community partners and of course of you. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for supporting with the link that is up here for supporting our endeavors. And thank you so much for coming back day after day with more questions and ideas for content. So have a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow for another edition of Coffee and Headlines. Take care.